Okay, if you've made it this far, that means you're pretty much ready to take the HSE exam or the task exam. So if you're solving quadratic equations, I think you're ready to go, and we've probably had a conversation about you testing soon. Let's talk about solving quadratic equations with the formula. So sometimes we can't easily factor out a quadratic equation, but this formula will work for you every time. Okay, you're not expected to remember this formula. It will be on the reference sheet that they give you if you're going to take the task or HSE exam. So you're not expected to remember that. So here's your formula. X equals negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, and first you need to make sure that your equation is in the correct format, which will look like this: something x squared plus something x plus something equals 0. And the a is what's in front of the x squared, the coefficient in front of x squared. The b is the coefficient in front of the x. And then your c is the constant, or the term without an x next to it. Okay, I have an example here for us to work. 3x squared plus 21x plus 36 equals 0. And that's in the correct format. I went ahead and pulled out what our A, our B, and our C is. Okay, so you can see that's your A, that's your B, and that's your C. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and start working, plugging that into the formula. So I'm going to rewrite right underneath our formula here. So x equals negative b. What was b? It was 21. And we'll start out with addition, so plus b squared. Again, b was 21, so 21 squared minus 4 times a was 3, times c was 36. Okay, and that was all over 2 times a, and a again was 3. Okay, so now you've plugged in everything that you need to plug in, and you're just going to start going through and working that step by step. So here is where, you know, solving multiple step equations comes in handy. So 21 squared is 441 minus 4 times a times c, so 3 times 36 will give you 108. All of that over 2 times a, which is what, 6, right? Let's drop that down the next step. So we've got negative 21 plus the square root of 441 minus, so 4 times 108, 432, all over 6. Just keep working it down step by step. Negative 21 plus the square root of, what is 441 minus 432? That's going to give you 9. All over 6. And now we have x equals negative 21 plus. So what is the square root of 9? And I'm sure you would know that just without having to plug that into a calculator. But let me bring over this calculator, which is the calculator that they will give you on the task exam. So let's go ahead and plug in a square root just for practice here. So here in green, if you can see, is my square root symbol. And since it's in green, I need to hit that second button to bring that symbol up. We'll plug in 9, hit enter, and it's 3, okay? So the square root of 9 is 3, all over 6. And now x equals, so negative 21 plus, or minus, plus 3. So negative 21 plus 3 will give you negative 18 over 6. And now what will x equal? So negative 18 divided by 6 will give you a negative 3. Okay, so that's our first answer. But remember, with quadratic equations, you have 2 answers, you have 2 roots, you have 2 zeros, you have 2 x-intercepts. So we've plugged it in once to figure out what one of our solutions is. Now we need to go in and plug it all over again, plug it in with the subtraction in that formula. So what I like to do is save myself some time, and let's go ahead and go maybe all the way down to this step, okay? We don't need to go through all of that all over again. We know we're going to arrive right here. So x equals negative 21 minus 3 over 6. Okay, see how I just saved myself all that work plugging that in all over again. So negative 21 minus 3 will give you negative 24 over 6. What is negative 24 divided by 6? Negative 4. Okay, so there's your other x. So we've solved using the quadratic formula, so we know that our solution is x equals negative 3, x equals negative 4, okay? So really, you just want to identify what is my A, what is my B, what is my C, and go in and plug it into your formula and solve. And that's all there is to it. So give the worksheet today a try and let us know if you have any questions.